my baby girl. Say hi to everyone. Go hi. There you go. Look at you. And your little scarf. I should have put the scarf on first, shouldn't I? Silly. Got this all wrong, Tilly. Come here. Hi, darlings. It's me, Chrissy. And before I start, I just wanted to introduce you to our little darling. A lot of people asked me about her and they wanted to see her. This is our gorgeous Tilly, Tilly the cat. And I do a little thing on Instagram about annoying the cat, so we're always dressing her up. Always got some little crazy outfit on her. There's her little glasses. Oh, look at her. Isn't she beautiful? Fascinating story how we got this little darling, and she is a darling. She was a rescue. She was running wild in the streets. When she was 6 months old, a lady got her and took her to the vet and said, look, you're gonna have to send her to heaven. She's running wild, she's not eating, she's got the mange, she's covered in everything. Anyway, the vet took her in, he was examining her, and the nurse in the vet practice said, I'll take her, I'll have her, I need a kitten. So the vet dissects her, and when he dissects her, he found out she was pregnant. She lost the kitten, she was 6 months. And that's the story of Tilly. This little girl saved her. And for years, she lived down the road from us. Tilly is 10 years old in June. And when this nurse took her home, she locked her in the laundry to settle her. And a week later, Tilly escaped. And she ran up here, and to cut a long story short, she lived under our house for years. We didn't know she was there. When she escaped, she was wearing a red harness. And one day we saw her in the front garden and she looked all red in the white fur, and we caught her, brought her up, and the harness had cut in under her arm. John spent about half an hour carefully cutting it off because all her fur had grown into the harness. It was just embedded in her fur, nearly in her skin. And we took her to our local vet and he operated, and she had a hole like that under her arm. Anyway, to cut a long story short, she needed major surgery. She needed a skin graft. So we took her up to Warners Bay, where we have a wonderful friend who excels in doing this surgery, Dr. Kathy O'Neill. And Kathy did 11 operations under the arm here, sewing it up, trying to get it on the mend, trying everything. This little girl was in the vet practice for 3 months. It was a long 3 months. And in the end, the last operation that was an absolute success, Kathy had run out of skin under here to suture up. There was nothing left. So where you pick them up by the scruff, that's where Kathy took out that excess skin and she put it in here, and we call it the gusset. So Tilly's sort of got a big gusset here. So this is our story of Tilly. We've had her for 10 years. We absolutely idolise her. Interesting fact, because she was a kitten and she was running wild and she had no one that loved her or no one that played with her, she doesn't play. She's never learned to play. Cats when they're a kitten, if they don't learn to play, they don't play. She's a very quiet, very gentle soul, and we just love her. So thank you, Dr. Julian Smith at Janelli, for all you did for her, and thank you, Dr. Kathy O'Neill. So that's our Tilly. Hope you had a fabulous Easter. Didn't ask you. Just for something different today, seeing I can't come in and do my bird shows, I thought you could come into our house and we could have a look at these crazy guys and what's going on at home. So at the moment, these are my beautiful 3 Alexandrines. Can I have a kiss? Mwah! So this is Ollie. This is Ding Ding. We call her Ding Ding because she goes ding ding. And this is Ollie's wife, Bingo. Anybody want a little drink? We're all on the vodka this morning, darling. Ding Ding loves a drink. Just to show you what they love to eat, their favourite food is passion fruit. So I've cut up some passion fruit here for them. Do you want a little bit of passion fruit? They normally love passion fruit. Passion fruit are $5 a bag. I've just wasted $5. That's okay. Ollie's straight into it. These guys have fresh fruit every day. Have to have fresh fruit. It's really healthy for them, gives them beautiful plumage, and they just love it. They will just graze from sun up to sundown on fresh fruit. Oh, and there's a fight. Bingo and Ding Ding. They're fighting over him actually. Well, what about a biscuit? Who'd like a Bicky? Bicky? Oh, she's off, she's gone. There you go, you got your wife back. Now, these guys are both rescues. I rescued both of them, and we actually rescued Ding Ding also. She was found, nobody wanted Ding Ding. Ollie was hand reared as a baby when he was 1.5 years old. Out up West Way, and the lady that owned him used to let him free fly all around her house. She never locked him up. Now, I don't know what happened, but one morning she woke up and she decided she didn't want him anymore. So she called the ladies from Wires. They came, they rescued him. He is the most beautiful, beautiful bird. He didn't belong to anyone. This woman said, he's wild, he flew in, but he was her bird and she didn't want it. So anyway, Wires rang me and they said, would you like a beautiful Alexandrine parrot? I said, I would love him. So we brought him home, and when we get a rescue bird, we work with them for around 9 months, just so we learn the little idiosyncrasies of the bird. We have to make sure they don't get car sick, make sure they don't bite. That's the #1 priority. When we get them, we worm them, we have them vet checked. A lot goes into it, and they are bathed in the sun every other day because, like us, birds need vitamin D. So he's going to steal the biscuit now, biscuit fight. There you go. We brought Ollie home, we had him here for 9 months, and then we introduced him to shows. And the residents just love him. You guys, you would have seen him for sure. I'm sure he's sat on your lap or given you a kiss. He just has the most beautiful temperament. And with these birds, I could leave them on your shoulder, walk away, and put money on it, you'd never ever get a bite. So you've really got to understand your bird. Now this little darling on the end, oh my gosh, she has got the most fascinating story. Little Bingo here was advertised for sale on the internet for $350. I rang up and I spoke to the owner and I said, tell me about the bird. He said, oh, it's big, it's fat, it talks. I thought, oh, it's just like me. I better have that bird. So I drove over the next day to meet it, and as soon as I got to the address, I went, oh, I knew what I was in for. It was a panel beating shop at Bankstown. It was the middle of winter, it was freezing, in I went, and this poor little darling was down the back of the panel shop in a cage. No one had any interest in her whatsoever. And she was in really bad condition. She was malnourished, her little breastbone was poking out. And when birds get really, really sick, it shows as a black line through the plumage. So it looked like someone had got a texture pen and drawn black lines all through it. Anyway, I wasn't leaving her there. I said to him, I'll take the bird. I gave him the $350, didn't I? I did, Ollie, yes. Gave him a lecture and I left with the bird. Now when I bought it, he told me it was a bloke and its name was Bruce. When we got home, we quickly discovered it was a girl. And she's now known as Baby Bingo. Can I have a kiss? Give everyone a wave. Give everyone a wave that's watching. Come on. Wave to everyone. Wave, big wave, big wave. Hello, what about you? Kiss? And he is just gorgeous. So these two have become a couple. He's getting quite amorous. She's not. Quite often he's got a big chunk of fur missing out of here where he gets a bit amorous and she bites him. So, oh, you're waving now, giving everyone a wave. So these guys lived to around, 40 odd years, which my age, 40. And this is how you tell the boy. Yes, are you a boy? Are you doing dentistry today? Oh, hello, she's back. See the black ring? That's how you tell if it's a male. Is that right? Are you a male? You are. Any questions? Ask away. Sorry, I can't hear you. So that is the Alexandrines. Oh, we're rolling. So you should all know who this naughty boy is on my head. This is actually my Melbourne Cup Day hat. Isn't he gorgeous? This is the famous, the gorgeous, the fabulous, the one and only Milo. Now, Milo, come here. Just stand there. Oh, I didn't tell you about this. Oh my gosh, how fabulous is this? I made this out of pipe cleaners. It's amazing what you can do with a pipe cleaner, isn't it? There we go. So, one dropped. Milo. I think you've all seen Milo in the show. He is magnificent. What kind is he? He's an Indian fantail showbird. And they call him showbird because he's so big. Look how big he is. And if you listen, can you hear that? That's the male bird. So Milo here, you tell the Indian fantails by 3 things. That is the magnificent tail, 2 rows of absolutely beautiful feathers. And he's got a little quiff in the back, a little curl on the back of his head. And of course, you can't see the feet because the feet are covered by feathers. Now, these birds, I've got a garden full of them. I've got about 15 out there at the moment, and some are sitting on eggs. So they mate for life and they make the best parents in the whole world. Milo is happily married. Mrs. Milo's out there. And as I said, they mate for life, but he's got 2 girlfriends and a brick. Excuse me, ding ding, I'm speaking. He's got 2 girlfriends and a brick. So of a morning when he gets up, he leaves the wife. Yes. He goes and visits the 2 girlfriends and then he visits the brick. I'll leave that one with you. These guys can live anywhere between 10, 15 years. I've actually got one out there that's 10 years old. They don't fly. They're big, they're fat and they're lazy, a bit like me. So they just roam around in the garden all day. They love to sit in a big tub of water. They love the sun on them. When it's 35 degrees here, you'll find them on a tin roof, just sitting with their feathers out, absorbing the heat. They are just amazing creatures. These are God's special birds, I think, because every afternoon I sit down the front at 5 o'clock, have a glass of champagne, and all my birds just walk around and all my worries just go. They are just beautiful. Okay, so I've not worked with these guys before. This is the first time. I've got a full family here. I've got Daddy, Mum, and the baby. Beautiful big one here. This is Archie the father. This is his wife, Mrs. Archie, and that's baby Archie. Now, Archie is absolutely exquisite. Look at the size of him. Look at him, look how big he is. He's magnificent. Look at that. Wave to everyone, Archie. Let them see how beautiful you are. So this is the biggest Indian fantail that I've ever seen, and it took me a long, long time to get a bird of this quality, and I just adore him. Mum will lay an egg and let it go cold. On the 3rd day she lays a 2nd egg, and she pushes both eggs together, and they begin the process of sitting on the eggs, which takes 17 days. So she is beautiful. She's got new feathers coming through. Here's baby Archie. So this little one's 6 months old. So I'm hoping he takes a wife, and I'm hoping that we get grandchildren for Archie. So these doves are magnificent. And as I say, they just roam in the garden all day. Come sunset, they put themselves back in to go to sleep. So they're really low maintenance, and they're just beautiful to see walking around the garden. You kids did good for the first time. Hey Arch. So this is my absolute darling. This is my baby. Oh, hi Peanut. Hello. Oh my gosh, I've got stereo. Hi. Hi. Hello. So, you all know Ruby? This is Ruby's partner, Peanut. Can I have a kiss? Hi Peanut. These 2 are inseparable. They've been together for 10 years. Oh, did you see that? Did you see you can take that? Peanut, Ruby. So, I bought Ruby when Ruby was 64 days old. A little ball of fluff in a pet shop. And this month, April, is Ruby's birthday. And Ruby is turning 20. 20 years old. So, happy birthday, Ruby. Ruby's impersonation of Kim Kardashian. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. So, thank you for coming to our place. That's another episode. We've had so much fabulous feedback from our videos. And thank you for watching. Thanks for the feedback. Stay happy. Have a fabulous day. And I think next week's video, we get up to some shenanigans. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you around like a donut.
Just like our business at Southern Cross Funerals is family owned, it's great to have Chrissy on our team as part of our family. Chrissy brings so much joy to so many people. It's great to see what she does and the smiles that she brings to people's faces every day with her shows and walkabouts. We started working with Chrissy over 12 months ago, and it's been one of the best decisions we've made at Southern Cross Funerals. Just seeing the amount of joy and happiness that her and her feathered friends bring to residents and facilities alike makes it all well worth it. She'll be back soon, no doubt, bringing joy and happiness and smiles wherever she walks. Who can forget that pink hair?